Hey fellow Trek Chatters, I'm Pit Trekkie, and welcome to another episode of Pittsburgh's Trek Chat. So what I'm going to be talking about in today's episode is a time of the year that Star Trek fans have really come to really love and appreciate. It is July of this year, and what usually happens in July of this year? Hallmark releases its yearly Keepsake ornaments. And of course, for Star Trek fans, since 1991, we've had Star Trek Keepsake ornaments. So this is always a really exciting time for us fans to see what's going to be coming out this year. Now, usually we find out in February, March through, Trek Movie or Trek Core, all of those different sites, or even on Hallmark's site, what we're going to have for this year. And it's been out for a while, but I just want to go through the list again and kind of talk about what's going to be out for this year so fans can have something to look forward to, and obviously know what the prices are and what time of the year they're going to be coming out. Now, I will be flat out honest with you. I went to the mall a couple days ago because Hallmark had its reveal starting on July 13th. So I went to a Hallmark not too far from my house, and there's a nice little lineup of Star Trek ornaments that are going to be coming out this year, but they're not all going to be out until October except for one. I went there and I saw one, and it's not even the main ornament for this year. I'm going to get to which one it is here shortly. So that was a little disappointing, especially when I looked down and saw a whole ton of Star Wars ones out already, So here's the reality. They're all going to be here, and we got a nice little lineup this year. Yeah, so what I'd like to do is kind of start with the main ornament, which, as we know, every year except for I believe 2020 and 2023, we had a main ship that was always the main ornament, starting with 1991's original Enterprise, and the last one was in 2022 with the Strange New Worlds Enterprise. This year, we're finally going to get to mostly complete now, the Enterprise collection with the Enterprise B coming out. So this ornament is going to be like the rest of the other Enterprises. It's going to light up. It's going to look really, really nice along with the other tree ornaments that we've bought over the years for the Enterprise. So it doesn't talk or anything, it just simply lights up. This one will be out in October, and it's going to be retailing for $34.99. So typical with the other ornaments that have come out in the last few years. But it's a very beautiful rendition of the Enterprise B, and finally we're going to have the original Enterprise all the way up through the Enterprise E covered. Now they just got to work on getting the Enterprise F and the Enterprise G out. But this has been a big one that fans have been wanting, and it's the perfect timing too, because this year is the 30th anniversary of the release of Star Trek Generations. So good timing for the Enterprise B to come out. Another ornament that's going to be coming out that looks really, really nice is from the Next Generation episode Unification 2. So there's an ornament where Spock and Data are talking, and I'm assuming that was from when they were on the Bird of Prey, that scene. So this ornament actually doesn't light up in any way, it just plays different random versions of dialogue from that episode. So it's going to be a lot of the other dialogue ornaments that we've had over the years. This ornament also comes out in October of this year and is going to retail for $29.99. So it's going to be a nice little collection. If any of you, as like I am, I like the ornaments where they have the dialogue and where they talk, even if they don't light up. It's nice to have them talking when they're on the tree. So it'll be a really nice one. The next one is the only one that's coming out this year in July. It's the only one that I saw when I went to Hallmark a couple days ago, and it is from the original Star Trek pilot, The Cage. So there's a nice ornament of the Keeper. I'd say about 3.5, 4 inches tall, about something like this. A little shorter than the old Playmates toys, but it's a really nice rendition of the Keeper, as you can see here in the picture. And again, it's already out, and it retails right now for $19.99. So if you're a fan of the Telosians and of the original Star Trek pilot, that's an ornament for you to definitely add to the years that they've had the ornaments with the different figures over the franchise. The next one is we're moving into the Next Generation era, and we're actually getting a beautiful rendition here of Dr. Beverly Crusher. She's holding a medical tricorder in her hand, and she has on her medical coat, which is really nice. This is another one that's coming out in October, and this one retails for $19.99. I'm a big fan of Dr. Crusher. I love Gates McFadden. I love her portrayal of Dr. Crusher I always have. She's still my favorite doctor out of all of them. So this is definitely going to be on my wish list for Christmas for this year. Speaking of Star Trek The Cage, we're kind of going into with Captain Pike, albeit in Strange New Worlds. So we have a Captain Pike ornament coming out with him sitting in his captain's chair from Strange New Worlds. This ornament does not light up, but it does play dialogue from the show. It also comes out in October, and it retails for $21.99. Now, this ornament has actually gotten a little bit of laughter online, because if you look at the rendition here in this picture of the Captain Pike ornament, his eyes look like they're as big as saucers. It looks like he's like bugging his eyes out in front of the camera, like looking straight ahead. It is the weirdest kind of look that they could have put on that ornament's face. You know, I don't know why the sculptor did that. It made it look like he was caught, you know, like a deer caught in the headlights. But hey, you know what? It's an ornament of Captain Pike, and I know there are a lot of big fans of Anson Mount and his portrayal of Captain Pike out there. He does do a good job with the role. So, hey, having Captain Pike from that show on our tree, can't beat it. All right? Now we're moving into the mini ornaments. Now, last year they had a miniature Captain Kirk from the original series, and they had a mini version of the original Enterprise in it, from the original series. This year we're moving into the motion picture era. So we have Spock, but we have him in his motion picture uniform. And then we also have a miniature of the refit Enterprise from the motion picture on through Star Trek 3. So those ornaments will also be out in October. Believe me, I looked in all of their miniature sections and I couldn't see them. So they'll be out in October. The miniature Spock is retailing for $9.99, while the mini Enterprise refit is $10.99. Why they don't have them the same exact price, whether $9.99 or $10.99, is beyond me. But I love the sculpt of the two ornaments, and I love the miniature ornaments from last year, so I want to add to that collection. So they'll definitely be coming into my home this year. There are two other ornaments that I want to talk about. One of them is a Star Trek ornament, and one of them is Star Trek themed. So here's what I'm talking about. We found out recently that with San Diego Comic-Con coming out July 25th through July 28th of this year, Hallmark is actually doing a special version of the Enterprise B that's an exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con. And it's a version of the Enterprise B that lights up just like the other one, doesn't have any dialogue, but it has battle damage from when the Nexus ribbon hit it and sucked Captain Kirk into the Nexus. So if you're going to be going down to San Diego Comic-Con, definitely pick up this ornament. That's the only place you're going to be able to get it. It's at the Hallmark for All Fankind booth, number 3348. And this one is retailing for $35. So definitely go get one, or see if you can get some, pick them up for your friends and use them for birthday or Christmas gifts this year. Trust me, it'll be worth it. And from what I read from the article that I got this information from, they're going to be promoting the other ornaments at this Hallmark booth, but the other ornaments aren't going to be there. So really you're only going to be able to get this damaged Enterprise B. So please grab that. Now, the last ornament I'm going to be talking about is not technically a Star Trek ornament, but is based off a movie that is Star Trek based, and that is Galaxy Quest. Who didn't love to go see Galaxy Quest when it first came out in theaters in 1999, seeing this Star Trek spoof? It is one of the best movies I've ever seen, and it's very beloved by Star Trek fans and science fiction fans overall. And this year, Hallmark is actually releasing an ornament of the ship, the NSEA Protector. And it's a beautiful rendition of it. The only sad part about this ornament is that there are no lights and no sounds that I could find. It's just a standard static ornament. But it doesn't matter. If you're a Star Trek fan, you're going to want to add this to your tree. And this one is coming out in October, and it's also retailing for $24.99. So that's your basic list of 2024 Star Trek Hallmark keepsake ornaments for this year. I'm glad this year we're getting another main ship that lights up. Back in 2020 and 2023, when they only had the those ornaments from Mirror Mirror that talk to each other, I personally wasn't really interested in those, and I didn't buy any of them. I think they're nice. I think they're wonderful. However, my big thing was always getting the ship and looking forward to that. And the Strange New Worlds one was nice. That's the only one I didn't manage to get it last year, but at least it lit up. In 2020, when we got the Lost Serena, it talked, it had dialogue, but it didn't have any lights, and that disappointed me because that kind of set it apart from all the other ships in the past. So I'm glad that we're getting another Enterprise this year. I think if they're smart, they're going to keep trying to finish up with some of the other ships. Definitely get the Enterprise G out there. I mean, with Picard Season 3 only being a year old, I don't see why they wouldn't want to get that out with how much people are still talking about Season 3. Get it out. And then maybe get the Enterprise F out in another year. But remember, there are other ships. Star Trek is so full of Starfleet ships, ally ships, enemy ships, star bases, a whole bunch of stuff. There's so many different things. The sky's the limit at this point. So please, make sure you're getting a Keepsake lit ship or star base or something out every single year. So that's it for my review of the 2024 Star Trek ornaments for this year through Hallmark. Please feel free to comment down below. I'd like to hear what you have to say about this topic. In order to find the show, definitely go to youtube.com, type in Pittsburgh's Trek Chat in the search engine. It'll take you directly to my channel. You can watch past episodes. You can also follow the show on Facebook, facebook.com/Pittsburgh's Trek Chat. You can also follow the show on X at PGH Trek Chat. And until next episode, may yins live long and prosper.